I finished reading Daring Greatly by Brené Brown and had to share why I think it's such a powerful read, especially if you're on a journey of self-awareness, parenting, or personal growth. During Brené's Netflix special, she talks about how she came across Theodore Roosevelt's speech. I think it's called Citizenship in a Republic. The speech he gave, it begins as, "It's not the critic who counts." And that's how she begins the book, which honestly is very powerful. I actually reinstated my Netflix subscription just to watch the talk, and I'm so glad I did. She then dives deep into what it really means to live bravely and vulnerably, especially when facing emotional risk, uncertainty, or criticism. The message is, when facing uncertainty or emotional risk, know that you are enough. She unpacks a lot of myths around vulnerability and offers her own definition of it, not as weakness, but as courage in action. What I love is that everything she writes is grounded in solid research, but it's also incredibly relatable. She takes insights from social work, psychology, and her own studies, and somehow turns them into tools you can use in everyday life. One of the most powerful sections for me was about shame resilience, because it's the ability to practice authenticity when we experience shame and to move through the experience without sacrificing your own values, and to come out on the other side of the shame experience with more compassion, courage, and connection than when you went into the situation. Brené outlines 4 key components of people who are able to do this well. Number 1, recognize shame and its triggers. 2, practice critical awareness. 3, reaching out. And 4, speaking shame. That means giving it language and not letting it fester. It's one of those ideas that stays with you long after you close the book. Brené talks about parenting. This is an area I love reading, learning, and talking about. She talks about creating a shame-free environment in our homes where children are allowed to be imperfect and still feel worthy of love and belonging. Guilt, she explains, can be healthy because it's about behavior, but shame is about identity. And it's silencing. And that's what we want to protect our children from. Who we are and how we engage with the world are much stronger predictors of how our children will do than what we know about parenting. This is a central theme. Brené emphasizes that our children learn most by watching how we live and not just from what we say. She invites parents to focus less on perfect techniques and more on being authentic, vulnerable, emotionally aware human beings. The question isn't so much, are you parenting the right way, as it is, are you the adult you want your child to grow up to be? This powerful quote reframes parenting as a journey of self-awareness and personal responsibility. She urges parents to model courage, emotional literacy, boundaries, and compassion, because kids internalize those things through daily observation. A key goal she talks about is raising wholehearted children, those who believe they are worthy of love and belonging, no matter what. In order to do this, we need to nurture our children's self-worth, create emotional safety, encourage their creativity and curiosity, avoid overprotecting them from struggle while still offering safe support. Brené encourages parents to allow themselves to be real and vulnerable in front of their children in an age-appropriate way. This can include things like apologizing when we mess up, expressing when we feel unsure or overwhelmed, letting them see us do hard things with courage. This shows our children that imperfection is human and they don't have to hide who they are. At the end of the parenting chapter, she includes a wholehearted parenting manifesto. This is beautiful. There's a printable version as well, I believe, online. It's a deeply loving declaration of what we hope to offer our children, not through perfection, but through presence and intention. I personally found this book to be a brilliant, heartfelt read. Brené has this incredible ability to take complex data and turn it into something digestible and transformational. It's given me so much to reflect on as a person and especially as a parent and someone who's trying to show up with more intention. I'm already excited to read more of her work, and if you've read Daring Greatly, I'd love to know what stayed with you the most. Thank you. Bye now.